Welcome back, watch fans. We got live reportage coming to you from the mean streets of Chomostan, and you're not going to believe what I just encountered. You will not believe this. This is absolutely shocking, even more shocking than a Rolex clasp falling off. We're talking about now there's a little protest happening here, which is. It's called, I think, Chomos for Palestine. Chomos for Palestine. I think it's on that side of the street. I don't know if you can hear, but but this is unbelievable. I actually just passed by, and this is again shocking. So I'm passing by two, like a couple nice young kids pass by me, and yeah, I see there's like a girl, and then I see what's kind of a girl, but apparently is a dude. It's a dude with long red hair, wearing a dress, holding up a sign, something for Palestine. I think it would be Queers for Palestine. One of the usual suspect, but it was some sort of Chomos for Palestine type of sign, and this is it. Unbelievable. A guy who's a transsexual or cross-dresser or some other form of Chomostani, actually in solidarity. That's right, solidarity is the word. Solidarity with his oppressed brethren in Gaza. Oh, gays for Gaza. That's it. Unbelievable. Now, what's interesting is I actually saw. This is a while back. I was driving into the city. This is a couple months ago, but I saw a sign. Now, again, I'm not familiar with that area, but apparently there is something called. Oh, here we go. Here's some more Chomos for Palestine. There is something called the not queer, but the leather community. There's a leather community here, and I think it's called a leather cultural zone. But there is I did see a sign, like an actual official street sign for some sort of LGBTQIA leather cultural zone or cultural center sign, district, whatever. And there was a building with a oh, look at that shitter Cartier stainless shitter tank. That guy's probably Chomos for Palestine. So basically, driving past this area, which was, I think, some sort of leather type area. Now, in case you don't know, now again, I know this is a family channel. But there are certain individuals who are into the leather community. Now you have to Google it. That's right. You Google it. But there was a sign. Here comes the punchline. Okay, so I'm driving this area. Well, I'm passing through the area. It's not like I'm driving around. But there was a sign that said "Pups." I think it was called "Pups for Palestine." But I think what it is I don't think it's about dogs. I think it's about this. Part of the whole leather community thing is some sort of like guys get dressed up as dogs, or they pretend to be dogs. They put on like harness and like a dog muscle. It's a whole thing. I can't get into it. If I need to explain it to you, I can't explain to you. You gotta Google this stuff. You Google it. You Google pups for Palestine. You Google leather community pups. Unbelievable, true. Yes, that's what you have to Google. But this is the irony here. Now, what's interesting is these big protests. I mean, all these kids, they're all up in arms. All the gays for Gaza, the queers for Palestine, Chomos for Chomostan. They're all up in arms about a country fighting a defensive war. Now, we haven't heard from these fine citizens. I guess they have their hearts in the right place, I'm sure. How come we haven't heard them protesting anything about the Druze? That's right, not the Jews, But the Druze, D-R-U-Z-E. That's right, D-R-U-Z-E. You Google it. You don't know what that is? Well, they're a Muslim minority group in, well, throughout the Middle East. I mean, they're there's not just one type of Muslim, believe it or not. Now, you got a whole bunch of varieties, right? You got your Sunni, your Shia, your Druze. You got actually there's a bunch of like Sufi. I mean, there's like a whole bunch of just like in Christianity. You got a bunch of different subsectors or whatever you would call it. And apparently in Syria, which has a big, obviously they have a big community. Actually, they have a big Druze community in Israel. And the Druze are very, they're it's kind of an interesting philosophy that they have, but they're basically, they're allied with whatever, they're loyal to whatever country that they're citizens of. So they usually serve in the Israeli army. They're pretty much integrated into the society, as are, believe it or not, most Arabs in Israel are actually doing quite well and do not want to be. They do not want to be part of a so-called Palestinian state because they're doing exceptionally well. They have a great lifestyle. But anyway, the Druze in Syria were being massacred by the Syrians. Whatever, I don't know, the Shia. I don't know, but one of these groups, they're so, who knows what it is. But basically, is it hundreds of Druze were killed or more? Massacres, rapes, the usual stuff that goes on in the Middle East, which, you don't want to hear about. You don't hear about. I mean, hey, what about with ISIS? Nobody talks about that stuff with the Yazidis, when the Yazidis were being killed. You don't hear about that. Or how come I don't see any chomos for Syria? And when Assad, that's the guy who's in Moscow now. By the way, big Patek fan. Assad, his father at least, Hafez, was a big Patek fan. And Hafez managed to kill, I mean, I don't know, thousands and thousands of his own people. I mean, thousands. I mean, it was, how many? It could be a couple 100,000 people were killed. I think 600,000 people may have been killed in the war. 50, big numbers. These are not small numbers, including, of course, chemical attacks on his own people, including, of course, the prison, infamous prison where thousands and thousands of people disappeared. I mean, this is all public knowledge. Now, how come none of these people were protesting this? I've never seen all these kids protesting that. I wonder why that is. I'm really wondering why that is. They're all so energized for this, Gays for Gaza. Gays for Gaza movement. And now, here's what I do know. I do know that, they would be warmly embraced in the Muslim community. And they would be, summarily thrown off of a rooftop, which is what they usually, that's kind of the thing that they do in most Muslim countries with the homosexuals, right? I mean, that's what goes on. For sure in Iran. I think in Iran, either they throw them off of rooftops or they hang them up from a crane. That's right, from a crane. So that is a normal thing. You Google it. Now, how come these, chomos for Palestine are not protesting that? The mistreatment of their fellow, people who follow in their sexual proclivity are being oppressed. Well, actually, like literally being killed, but whatever, that they're not concerned about. I guess they think that Gaza and Hamas is like their, the promised land for the homosexuals and the feminists. Oh yeah, I did see that also. The feminists for Palestine. I mean, it doesn't get better. I mean, it's like it doesn't get better than this. All right, gentlemen, we got a long hill. We got a long hill to climb. So I'm gonna bid you adios till the next video. Leave your nasty and vicious comments below.